You ever walk into your own house and realize someone's been there, touching things they shouldn't? Now imagine it's your kid's room, and the woman packing it up looks you dead in the eye and calls 911 on you. That's exactly what happened the day I found out how far one HOA Karen was willing to go to erase my family from this neighborhood. Name's Malcolm Price. I'm a systems analyst, mid-30s, live in a gated subdivision called Willow Ridge Estates. Quiet place. Too quiet sometimes. After the divorce, I got full custody of my son, Elijah, and bought this house to give him stability. It wasn't perfect. Mostly older white retirees and the kind of people who complain if your grass gets too creative. But I worked hard for this, and Elijah deserved it. Anyway, last Tuesday I had to head into the city, server meltdown at work. I'm usually remote, but this was code red. 8 hours later, I dragged myself home thinking about takeout and a long nap. But the second I opened the door, I knew something was off. First clue, the sound. Thumping upstairs. My kid wasn't home. He was with his mom for the week. So who the hell was moving furniture in his room? I set down my laptop bag, grabbed the aluminum bat by the front closet. Yeah, I know how that sounds. But being a black single dad in a suburban HOA neighborhood, you learn real quick that it's not paranoia. It's preparation. I crept up the stairs, heart pounding. As I got closer to Elijah's room, I heard her. A woman, on the phone. Yes, I'm almost done clearing the space for Colin's art studio. The previous occupant left quite a mess. The previous occupant. That's how she described my son. My son who's lived here with me for 3 years. I peeked through the cracked door and my blood went cold. It was her. Charlene Whitaker. President of the HOA, or so she claimed. She's the kind of woman who thinks animal print is a personality, and who once filed a complaint because Elijah's basketball hoop clashed with community aesthetics. And there she was, boxing up my kid's action figures like she was running a yard sale. His favorite stuffed lion, tossed in a trash bag like it meant nothing. I forced myself to stay calm, because I knew with her, facts weren't enough. I needed proof. I pulled out my phone and hit record. Then I stepped in. "Excuse me," I said, slow and steady, even though I was burning inside. "What the hell do you think you're doing in my son's room?" She turned, totally unbothered. "Oh, Malcolm, I was just about to call you. I'm helping repurpose this room. It's being reassigned for Colin's art projects." I blinked. "Reassigned? This is my house. This is my kid's bedroom." She held up a document with the HOA logo like it was some kind of holy decree. Bylaw 19B, subsection 4. If a room remains unoccupied for 14 days, it's eligible for community use. I stared at her, trying to decide if she was delusional or dangerous. "Elijah's at his mom's for a week." "Exactly. He's not utilizing the space, and Colin's talent is being stifled by a lack of resources," she said, like this was some kind of art emergency. And then, God help me, she pulled out a key. She had a key to my house. I asked where she got it. She smiled. "There was an old realtor lockbox on your side gate. I've known the combination for years. HOA oversight access. That's when I called the police, and she did too. Claimed she was under threat by an aggressive male homeowner." Her voice cracked. She clutched her chest, played it like a damn Broadway audition. I stayed calm, kept the camera rolling, hands visible. When the cops showed up, one white male officer, one black female, they both looked like they'd walked into the set of a bad reality show. Charlene turned up the theatrics. "I'm the HOA president. I'm acting on behalf of the community. He's being hostile." Officer Thomas, the white guy, asked me, "Sir, is this your residence?" I handed him my ID, mortgage doc. Everything. Yes, officer. And I've never seen a bylaw that says someone can enter my home because my son's at his mom's. Officer Reed, the black woman, scanned the boxes labeled Collins Studio Supplies and raised an eyebrow. Ma'am, do you have written permission to be in this home? I don't need permission, Charlene snapped. I have authority. This room was vacant and unsuitable for community standards. That's when I saw her slip. Just a flicker. But it was there. Her confidence cracked. She shuffled through her papers like she was trying to summon a magic clause. Officer Reed waited a beat, then said, Ma'am, unless you have a valid court order, you're trespassing. Charlene panicked. I do have a court order, she shouted, holding up another paper. Officer Thomas took it, skimmed it, and laughed. This is a form letter from a legal template site, he said. No judge's stamp, no docket number, nothing. Charlene's face went pale, then red. She tried to pivot, started ranting about how Elijah's toys were juvenile, how our music was disruptive, how certain types of families don't maintain property values. I didn't even flinch, I just kept filming. Officer Reed finally had enough. Ma'am, you are under arrest for second-degree burglary, criminal trespass, and impersonating a legal authority. Charlene screamed, You can't do this! I'm the president! But it didn't matter. They cuffed her right there, leopard print hoodie and all, and led her down the stairs like a child being sent to detention. Later that night, I got a visit from Detective Lila Moreno. Sharp, no nonsense. She showed me what they'd found at Charlene's house. A notebook full of notes tracking my family's comings and goings, photos from across the street, even emails where she encouraged other neighbors to pressure minority families to voluntarily relocate. Oh yeah, it got bigger. Turns out Charlene wasn't even the HOA president anymore. She'd been quietly removed 6 months earlier for, you guessed it, misusing her authority. But she didn't stop. She kept using the title to harass families like mine. And she wasn't working alone. Detective Moreno looped in a civil rights attorney, then the FBI. 7 families, Black, Asian, Latino, had similar stories. Petty fines, surveillance, fake violations. All part of Charlene's little campaign to protect the neighborhood. The federal charges came fast. Housing discrimination, civil rights violations, mail fraud for using HOA letterhead illegally. The woman was running her own HOA dictatorship without permission. 3 months later, I sat in court and watched her stand before a judge in a beige suit that looked like it had been ironed by karma itself. No leopard print, no fake court orders, just her, alone, exposed. The judge read the charges. The jury delivered the verdict, guilty on all counts. She got 18 months in federal prison, community service, and a restraining order from every family she ever targeted. But the real justice, that came after. The neighborhood started healing. The new HOA banned discriminatory fines. Elijah's hoop stayed up. Maria from 3 doors down put out her Puerto Rican flags. The Kim family rebuilt their garden, and Colin, Charlene's perfect little artist, caught spray-painting slurs on a community mailbox 3 weeks after her sentencing. Poetic, right? Last week I got a letter from Charlene, handwritten, said she hoped we could rebuild trust and find common ground. I didn't respond, because you don't rebuild trust with someone who tried to erase your son's existence for the sake of community standards. You just make sure they never get the chance to do it again. And every time I pass her old house, now a rental, curtains drawn, I remind myself of this. Some people don't belong in the communities they're trying to protect.